Are you certain lingering here is wise, Highness? Eustace de Vesey in Northumberland is protesting the call to arms to defend the Welsh border. He needs to be reminded of his oath of loyalty to you." Radburn protested. He didn't care a twit about de Vesey's problems. Robert Fitzwalter was also raising discontent. But Radburn needed old Henry Griffin's spellbook, his athame, a ritual knife of great antiquity and power, and, if possible, his staff and the other records the old man had maintained for 3 generations. Those treasures remained at Kirkenwood, north and west of de Vesey. Radburn also needed Resmiranda, the last of the Griffins, under his control, legally, morally, and spiritually. A quick marriage in Scotland, with or without the lady's consent, seemed the only way to achieve his goals. He might even allow her to live long enough to bear him an heir, reinforcing his blood with the blood of King Arthur Pendragon and the Merlin of old that flowed in her veins. Such an heir would have as great a claim to the throne as John's infant son, Henry. Perhaps the recalcitrant barons could be persuaded to elevate Blakely's heir to the throne rather than John's, with Blakely as regent, of course. De Vesey protests everything that takes him, his knights, or his money outside Northumberland. We will not dignify his complaints with a royal visit. John dismissed his half-brother's arguments. Grinding his teeth in frustration, Radburn chanted a long phrase in Arabic under his breath. A light trance settled about him almost immediately. He wove his fingers in a complicated gesture. When the power tingled in his fingertips, begging for him to release it, he turned his attention on John. "Lady Resmiranda's cough has become bothersome. Perhaps she will fare better in her own home." The king chanted half a syllable behind Radburn's quiet mouthing of the same words. "No, Highness." Sir Hugh's horse jostled John's. The king shook his head slightly and refocused his eyes on his favorite knight. Radburn felt his control over his brother slip. He had to make time tonight to renew the wards. No more delays despite the risk of discovery. "I have seen these lingering coughs turn to murderous fevers overnight. Lady Anna should not be forced to move," Sir Hugh insisted. His close proximity kept John from looking back to Radburn. Without eye contact, Radburn's compulsion over the king weakened. The Griffin witch must have cast her own spell over John.